Hi, my name is Kevin McDonald, and I'm declaring my independence. Independence from what? Why, negative thoughts and energy, of course. Chief among them, hate, division, and fear. You see, I know that we're all one, and together we can solve any problem, save our planet and each other. Please, join me as we come together as one and choose a better way to be. So now, let's begin with my independence report. And welcome to another episode of my Independence Report. My name is Kevin McDonald, and boy, he's got a cowboy hat on. That's pretty cool. This is a continuation of our new format, which we are now 3 hours a day, and we're going to start featuring music as well as everything else. We've got Fia, the Swedish singers, coming on Thursday. And we've got a couple of more on the Soulful Femmes are coming on Thursday. And right now we have this is the leadoff man for the music company that represents him. His name is Michael Coleman, and he is the Metropolitan Cowboy. And Michael, how are you?
I'm pretty good. Thanks for having me on the show.
Oh, you're more than welcome. I got to tell you, I've been playing your music all week long, and it's just been dynamic. It really is. I've had people cry when they. Speaking of which, down there, I think she shed a tear too when we played that music for her, and it's just great. So welcome to the show. I'm glad you're here.
Good. This broadcast, I'm glad you're doing what you're doing. I love the introduction. I love your whole platform. It's just great. The world just needs more energy like this. So bravo to you.
Well, thank you so much. I'm glad you approve, because it's been my passion for about 19 years and finally the technology is allowing me to be able to do it in my own terms, in my own way. So it really is cool. And one of the things that I really like to do is to talk about people's passions and their skills and how they develop them and where they are. And you are, by all people I've talked to, are a hell of a singer-songwriter. You do a lot of work. You've got a company called See My Shadow Songwriting, right?
Yes, See Your Shadow. Yes.
See Your Shadow. Yeah. And where did you come up with the name? I suspect I know, but I want you to tell us.
Well, where the name comes from is because my birthday is Groundhog Day. And so when I started to venture into show business and start to write, take it seriously, I wanted something that would set me apart from everyone else, just as a Joe Blow, the writer, So we formed See Your Shadow as an entity, and that's how we present our work, as the entity known as See Your Shadow.
Now you are a writer. Songwriter, and you work with a bunch of really talented people as well, don't you?
Yeah, you know what, I have not only the stuff that I produce for See Your Shadow, but other projects that I have done as well, and all the work with See Your Shadow is brought forth with what I call the See Your Shadow network of stars, and it's just people that have the passion for singing, the passion for music, the passion for entertainment, period. And so I take them and groom them, and they're the ones that bring my work to life.
I tell you, then, what's the name of the gentleman who did, I've got two songs here. I think they're both by the same gentleman. One starts with Hello.
Yeah.
What's his
that's sung by a man by the name of Drew Middleton, and I'll anticipate your next question. The girl that sings the duet on "I Will Tell Jesus" is her name is Caitlin Dyer, and
they are just phenomenal.
Yeah, they really just that particular one, the duet, which it's probably one of my favorite ones in my catalog. They just really did a great job with that. You could tell that are feeling what it is that they are singing about, and which is very important because that's what we're known for. Music is supposed to evoke emotion, and that's what See Your Shadow is known for, the emotion that our music makes people feel.
How did you end up #1 in South Africa?
That took me totally by surprise. We've been #1 on the country chart in South Africa 4 times. Yeah, and when I first learned that I Will Tell Jesus hit #1, I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that that was even possible, and so that was, to hit #1 once was phenomenal. And then when everybody thought I was crazy when we released our second single, which was an instrumental, a complete instrumental, the instrumental My Worth, just the Southern rock thing, because I thought it would be a great follow-up. And then when that hit #1, I thought, oh my goodness, and then when the third single that we did, our divorce celebration song, when that hit #1, I was like, oh my goodness, it's just like, the fans there are really supporting us, and I really appreciate that. It's so funny because I've had to cancel my trip to South Africa 4 times because of the pandemic, and I'll finally get to go to South Africa in November, so that'll be good.
Oh, that'll be an awesome experience for you. Now, has What Jesus Said, has that been released worldwide?
Yes. Actually, that was that. Okay. So I was doing a TV show, and then we had to close down because of COVID. All right. And so then I thought, okay, well, what's going to be next what's going to be next now that everybody's in lockdown? We can't produce the TV show that I was producing and hosting. And so I'm like, okay, well, I've got this new body of music, and so I'll start putting some of that out. And so I Will Tell Jesus, You Said Hello, was the first song that we put out of the new body of work, because we rebranded, because I was known for dance music, and so I rebranded See Your Shadow to focus on country and western, and we did a whole new body of work that was produced down in Nashville, and that was the first single that we decided to release from the new body of work.
There is a big difference between dance music and country western. How did you make that leap?
Well, country western has always been my favorite genre to write in. I started having success in dance music when I started doing dance music and having success in it. But I started doing the dance music to push me as a writer, and a producer. And at the time that early on in See Your Shadow, I was hitting some roadblocks. I actually talk about this in an upcoming interview that I'm doing for a magazine. But I was hitting some roadblocks because I wasn't white, and so I started doing other genres, so I could keep creating and keep moving my craft forward. But country and western was always in the always in my crawl, as that's my favorite genre to write in, and it's my favorite genre to listen to, and it's just my favorite. I just love the stories that I can tell with that.
What's really irritating to me is that this is 2021, and you are an extraordinarily talented writer. And you should be able to do anything you want in any genre you want without any negative connotation or repercussions at all. And you still had those issues that should have been gone a long time ago. And I'm so sorry that you had to go through that.
Well, you think about it. When I started See Your Shadow many years ago, it was a different time, and I guess this is kind of cliche. But the more things change, the more they really do stay the same. It's just one of the things that you have to endure. But however, had I not gone through that, then I wouldn't have branched myself out to have the success in the other genres, and I wouldn't have challenged myself to say, okay, you know what, I can write R&B and produce R&B. I can do the dance music. I think we've got some gospels in the catalog, some hard rock is in the catalog. all those types of things. And I think it just made me stronger as an artist. And now that work is being looked at differently because it's now a different time.
Now, is it unusual? And I don't know. You'll have to help me with this. But is it unusual for a label like yours to go solicit talent to be able to come in and write your and voice your songs and stuff? Is that kind of a normal thing, or is that different than?
Well, you know what, it is. It is different from the perspective is that while See Your Shadow is, I mean, we're a music creation entity and we are a label and publishing company as well. I mean, we're all those things that we need to be, but I always approach it from a writer first. I'm a writer first. So when I'm hanging out, say a lot of some people that are part of the network of stars, I found at singing karaoke. I mean, I always approach them because all it takes I just want somebody to work with people that have talent. Number one, you have to have talent, whether it be raw or whether it be or just stellar talent, but you also have to have the passion. I would rather work with somebody that has the same level of passion for what they're doing as I do, because I can help groom everything else. But I need you to have the same level of passion, that's living and breathing the craft, and because a lot of times people do think they give up on their dreams because they either reach a certain age or reach a certain size or there's so many things that can deter us from doing what we're truly passionate about, and so I always say that See Your Shadow is the second chance label for people and second chance organization for people, because I will work with anybody that has that level of passion. It's so funny, when we did our female empowerment anthem, one of the women that sing on the female empowerment anthem is 72 years old. But she has the talent. She still has the talent and the level of passion. So why wouldn't I want to utilize her and give her an opportunity, just like anybody else.
Exactly. And what I have to tell you, what I like about your work that I've listened to is it's not only the music is tremendous and it's well written and produced really well, but the message that you're sending with your music, does that go about all of your music? Is there kind of an overriding theme?
Well, you know what? I like to write about the human experience. And now, let me say this. I never know what direction a project is going to take. So when I'm setting out to do a project, I just don't know what I could be writing about or what it could end up being. The case in point is that we have "I Will Tell Jesus You Said Hello" and the subject matter of that. A lot of people think that I experienced that firsthand. That's how I was able to write that. But I did not experience that firsthand, so I was just able to channel that through whatever muse led me to write that. But at the same token, then we have what I'm infamous for in the dance music arena, my song about oral sex, "Rug Burn." So you just don't, you just never know. But both pieces, although they're diametrically different, they're still about the human experience.
I love that. The name of the song is Rug Burn.
Yeah, it's
I think I got a mental picture going on there.
Yeah, it's so funny. I was and like I said, I've been made infamous. That was the song I used to get death threats about. So yeah, it's just because it's a LGBTQA themed dance track about oral sex. and the project was just so. It was very controversial. So when we wrote the project, we were going to get a woman to sing it, and then I said to myself, you know what? No, we're going to mix things up a little bit. I mean, it's a song about sex, so we're really going to push some boundaries here. I'm going to have a man sing this song. And so we produced it with a very talented vocalist by the name of Brent Fabian having the lead on it. And then after the track was done, I said, you know what? We're going to push envelopes even more, which I love to push envelopes. I love that. I said we're going to make a video, and it's going to be a comedy video, and we're going to pay tribute to John Waters in this video. I don't know if you're familiar with film director John Waters and his work, but he's a very most people know him for Hairspray, but years before Hairspray. He was a trash film director that was so over the top in his subject matter and the things that he filmed. And I mean, one of the things that is infamous for is the famous having one of his people eat dog crap on camera. So I said we're going to pay tribute to him, and we're going to do him on steroids. And so we filmed the music video. I made all the sets myself for the music video because it had to have a certain low budget look to it. And so it was probably the most fun I've ever had on a project, other than that and Christmas on Cell Block 9. But yeah, you know, and we were just over the top outrageous. I mean, people watch that video and they're like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I'm seeing this! Oh my God, I can't believe I'm seeing this!" And we just have so much fun with that. And so then we turned up that premise into the live action game show about oral sex, the world's only live action game show about oral sex. And then that's the show that I was doing at the time that we had to shut production down. So where would that have aired had it aired? Well, we were producing it in Phoenix, and I was doing it for a television platform that I was going to be launching. So then we had to switch gears, and then the music has been so successful. So I've been concentrating on that over the last year. And so, but every time I go out, when I'm out in Phoenix, people are always asking me, when are you going to bring, when are you going to film the game show again? When are you going to film the game show again? But then we're having the Tournament of Champions. And so I may revisit that because it really was a lot of fun.
Sounds to me like, so you're a songwriter, you're a producer, you've been very busy in all sorts of genres. What made you believe that you could do this way back when?
You know what? I've always had a passion for show business and the arts. I think from the time I was a kid, we always had different types of music playing in the house when I was growing up, and we always watched like the classic movies, you know, Turner Classic movies, the old black and white, and then the old B movies as well. I can remember, you know, being scared by Creature of the Black Lagoon when I was growing up, and you know, Tarantula, and just all those different types of things. And so I've just developed a love of show business and the creative arts, and that has just stuck with me my entire life.
Well, it has served you well, young man, over the course of time, I must say. So now I've got two songs queued up, and I will defer to your judgment, sir, because I'm sure you're making a hell of a director too. Which would you like me to play? What Jesus Said or Starts With Hello?
You know what? I would like you to play our breakout single, which I will tell Jesus You Said Hello, which keep our fingers crossed that we're up for a Praise Factor Award, which is a gospel award that the International Music Association will be handing out. So keep our fingers crossed that we win that. I'll have to go to Atlanta in September to pick it up, hopefully. But that is the one that got it all started, and you say you go. I went from doing the game show to having to only in America can you do that. You know, produce a game show about sex, and then 3 months later have a top 20 Christian song on the Christian charts. Only in America, people. Only in America. So you can start with that one. That got it all started.
Because I'll tell you that this is a great crossover song, and I think that it can reach a lot of people on all the charts, because it's got a terrific message. The singing and the production is first rate, and it's awesome. So how did you come up with the idea for the song, though? Because my sister asked me, she said, God, I hope that didn't happen to him. But and the singer who sings it is so heartfelt in his rendition of it. That didn't happen to you, but how did you come up with it?
You know, this is the version that you hear now is the second incarnation of this piece. When I first wrote it, it was originally 3 verses, and each verse talked about a loss. So if I remember correctly, the first verse in the original version, it was someone who died in a car crash, and he speaks the chorus to his wife. He tells the ambulance drivers to tell his wife in the chorus. The second version was about the child. The second verse, and then this is what was made this song very controversial in its first iteration. The third verse was about an aborted fetus, so it tended to create too much controversy, that third verse. So I left it on the shelf for a while, and then when I was going to do the new body of work, I said, let me revisit this. And so I started hearing it as a duet. And so I'm like, you know what, I want to turn this into a duet. I'm going to make it one story. And so I chose the story from the middle verse to tell the story about a husband and wife that lose their child.
Very good. This is Michael Coleman, and the name of the song again is
I Will Tell Jesus You Said Hello.
He missed a ball playing catch with his dad. Forgot to look both ways. A car was coming way too fast. Doctors told his parents they had to make a choice in all the confusion. They heard his voice. Don't cry for me, it's gonna be okay. We will be together side by side one day. I know it hurts, but you must let me go. By the way, I will tell Jesus you said hello.
Kissed him on the cheek, said that last goodbye, leaving that room, asking themselves why, driving home in silence, they held each other's hand, even through the quiet.
face. They lay flowers on his grave. Though they still miss him, they're no longer sad, as they took comfort in his last words. Don't cry for me, it's gonna be okay.
It's gonna be okay.
We will be together side by side one day.
Side by side.
I know it hurts, but you must let me go. By the way, I will tell Jesus. You said hello.
And that was written and produced by Michael Coleman of See Your Shadow Songwriting and producing and all sorts of good things. You probably do the dishes too, don't you?
Unfortunately, I do.
Well, you gotta, no pun intended, but you gotta wear many hats to do what you do. And that song is just, I tell you, Kayla, what do you like that song too, don't you?
It's beautiful. It's touching. It opens your heart to a whole nother level.
Yeah, you know what I you know, like I said, it's one of my favorites of everything that's in my collection, and especially of the new body of work. And what I especially love about this particular piece is you can plug in any situations of loss and find healing in that chorus. So, you know, I mean, at the time that we were putting this all together, I lost my mom.
Oh.
Okay, and it was probably one of the most difficult times that I've had in my life, and I was able to find healing in that chorus, and I think that's probably why we let off with that particular piece from the new body of work. I thought that people would be able to resonate it. Funny thing though. So my colleagues down in Nashville said, "Oh, this is horrible. Not only is it a song about loss, you know, of the storyline, but my God, it's a duet. Nobody wants to hear a duet. You know, it's the most god awful thing I've ever. Yeah, hated it. You know, but the public says otherwise. So."
Well, all I can tell you is I'm glad you didn't listen to them and continue to produce it and send it out there, because I think it resonates with the world, especially in this time of COVID, because 600,000 people have died in the United States, and I think everybody that I know has been touched by it, by the death of somebody that they know in that. So this is really an important piece. It's more than, it's just an important piece, I think.
Yeah. So, well, thank you. I appreciate that, and that is why I call it my little engine that could, and that's why I was always fighting for this piece. I mean, from the very beginning, because I knew that people would be touched by this piece, and I knew that people needed to hear this piece.
They do. If people would like to go and buy that, where can they get it?
Oh, it's on all the digital platforms. Amazon, iTunes. They can stream it on Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio. I mean, anywhere that you find digital music. But I'll go even one further. If anybody in your audience is out there that wants, I'll send you a copy of the CD. Just go to See Your Shadow and like it, and let's see on Facebook, and let me know where I can shoot you over a copy and say that hey, I saw you here on the show, and I'll send you a copy of the CD. So just go find us on Facebook and say, hey, I heard you and Kevin talking, and I'd like a copy of this record, and I'll send you a copy.
That is damn magnanimous of you. That's really cool. I wanted to ask you about the state of the music industry. I did a music show for local talent in Seattle back in 2004, 2005. And all of the artists were lamenting the fact that pirating was going on. They couldn't sell enough, and a lot of their intellectual property was being stolen. Has that changed? Is it better now?
No. I think I probably have a different view on this than most people, and because most people now most artists are making their money when they perform live. That's why concert tickets are so much, and when you really look at artists' net worth, it's generally by how much their ticket sales generate for their live shows. Now, my take on it is this, that if you enjoy my work so much and you need to hear my work so badly, then if you need a copy of this of any of my work because you enjoy it so much or it touches you so much, then by all means, I'll give you a copy. I'll take it. Take it. I mean, I'm not going to get uptight by somebody that is so moved by my work that they get it off of one of these other platforms, and I think social media has really changed things because you got folks using your work in the TikTok videos or another type or in other ways, and I think as an artist, it's really important that our work resonates with people, and so however it gets into their hands, I mean, I personally am fine with that. Now if somebody tries to steal it and gets a good payday off of it, then I might have an issue. I mean, but if you're connecting with my piece with any of my work on an organic level, and you need to hear my piece, I'm not going to deprive you of that because you got it some way other than getting it from iTunes or Amazon.
Yeah, but you see, you're talented, and we need your work to continue. So I don't want you to be poor either. The interesting thing is there is always a way for your work to be. Nobody can stop you from fulfilling your mission. So I'll tell you a funny story. Early in the early days of See Your Shadow, when I was actually had another job, when I actually was working a job, I was gearing up for this huge project down in Nashville, and it was costing me tons of money. Okay, and I ended up losing that job like 3 weeks before I had to do this project that was costing me a fortune. And so I'm stressing out about, oh my God, how's this all going to be funded, and what have I got to do? And it happened. We were able to, money came when the money came, because when you're destined to do something or what something is meant for you, no matter what happens, you're gonna fulfill that. I mean, that's just how the universe works. I agree with you 100%. That is how it works. You just have to believe it, and if you believe it, and by the way, there's an extra component there. You have to believe it and also work your ass off at the same point.
Yeah. Yes.
Because nobody's going to give you anything for nothing. But if you really work at it, you can achieve anything you want to in this life. And
yeah, you're right. You're right, and a lot of people don't realize that is the component that you know. It takes that work. It takes this. You know what I always say: success is born through sacrifice. I mean, when you're giving everything that you've got to make something happen, it will pay off for you.
Yeah, and it may not be in the time frame that you think that should be, but it will work out for you.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know what? I mean, I don't fancy myself I'm more spiritual than religious, but I will say this: that everything that's supposed to happen doesn't happen when I want it to happen. It happens when whatever deity that we worship wants it to happen. It's not in my time. I mean, a case in point. I Will Tell Jesus was written many years ago, but now it's getting its life. Now that song was in my catalog for many years.
See, that's the cool thing about how the universe works, in my opinion, is that our guides and the people on the other side that are working with us and protecting us, they get to have the 50,000 foot view. We get to be we're sitting there in the forest, and we get to see the tree ahead of us and the tree behind us. They get the 50,000 foot view, and they see where we are, where we've been, and where we're going. And they can help us direct our way to, and they know where we're going, so they just plan it for divine timing.
Yes.
And that works out. It works every time. That's just amazing. I want to talk about the Starts With Hello song, because that song, because I believe that we're all one and we all need to be connected. I love the message of that song. What made you come up with that one?
Well, you know what, I just like a lot of the work that I write, sometimes it just comes to me out of nowhere, and I was actually thinking about I think it was some sort of, it was a corporate event that I had to do, and one of their things was diversity and inclusion that they were trying to push. And I was like, you know what? They probably need some sort of anthem, to market. And so that was the crux of the idea. And so we wrote the piece, and then but the first version of the piece was a little slower than the one that you hear now. And so when I said we were going to revamp it and kick off the summer of See Your Shadow Summer of Diversity and Inclusion, I was like, I wanted a little more upbeat, a little more up tempo to really get people jazzed about it. And so, it basically is just, everything starts. Every interaction begins when we speak hello to somebody. That sets the whole tone for everything. You think you say hello to somebody, and then somebody says hi. Sets the tone. or somebody says, oh, hello. Sets the tone. Every interaction that we have with somebody starts right there. And so I thought that it was a great idea for a piece about bridging diversity. And I talk about this in my Metropolitan Cowboy Minute. I do a weekly inspirational message on my Facebook page, and then on See Your Shadow Facebook page. And last week's Metro Minute was diversity and inclusion also includes the things that we can't see. We think it's we immediately go to race or maybe gender, but diversity and inclusion it encompasses so much. It encompasses our different people with different political beliefs, different people that might have been raised in small town versus big city. Any reality that is different from mine, is an opportunity for me to learn about someone else. And diversity is so much more than just race. And a lot of people don't understand that.
No, they don't, because everybody is different, and it's interesting. That song resonates with me because my most recent job, I was a city bus driver in Seattle for 12 years. And what I discovered in that time is that everybody that got on my bus, if I said hello and was friendly, a friendly hello, not just ignoring them or looking at them like they were crazy or whatever. If I said hello, I could do two things. Number one, I could assess their mental state a little bit. And number two, I could set the tone for our relationship that might only last a couple of blocks.
Yeah.
It might last a little longer than that, but I could set the tone for how I wanted to be perceived by them.
Yeah.
So you're right. Saying hello is the first step of the interaction, and you're judged so much by that interaction that starts with hello.
Yeah. I mean, it's a simple concept, but it's a powerful one, and that's why that's why I had to push this project forward, because it is a very powerful message, and especially given the last year with everything that's gone on in this country and how divided we are, and and I think if we can utilize that through dialogue as a means to try to bring us together, I mean, we don't have to necessarily always agree with folks, but we can at least respect it for me to gain insight into your reality, which may be different from mine.
Be still, my foolish heart. You mean we're supposed to talk to each other? Isn't that a novel concept? Maybe we should copyright that and send that out. Have a conversation, talk to each other. Even if you don't agree, you don't have to yell and stuff. So it could be, could work out well if you did that. Kayla, what do you think? Are you enjoying this conversation?
I am enjoying it.
Oh, do you have anything to add that you'd like to share?
I'm listening. It's intriguing to listen. And when I put my finger ears on, I just get quiet. So I'm observing.
I understand completely. Well, should we do starts with hello now?
Sure. Thanks.
Kayla, what do you think?
I agree. Yes.
Oh, okay. I always listen to the women that I'm around. Generally, they're smarter than I am. So, but this next song now, who is this the same artist that did?
Yes. Drew Middleton is his name, and he does have the lead on this, which really shows his range as an artist. He's very, very talented.
One of these days, by the way, in your group, anytime any of them would like to come on my podcast, they're more than welcome to do that.
Oh, you know what? That would be great. And what's interesting the thing about See Your Shadow is we put the songs forward. The songs are the stars, which is why, if you notice on all the artwork for all of our releases, it's a very simple. Our logo and the name of and the name of the song, because I used to put the artist out first, and then when you do that, they're judged on too many things, and the song. The material can be mired in look at what that girl's wearing, or she's too old for this, so the focus can be taken away from the material. So I quit doing that and only put the piece out with the song out front.
I think that's a brilliant move, quite frankly, because at the end of the day, it is the song. And it's the message and the lyrics and the music that's done. So, by the way, this is Michael Coleman, and this is the song. It starts with hello.
Vision, many cultures with traditions, many people make up one world. Every difference we embrace, barriers can be erased, change change begins when we speak this word. Hello, hello. It all starts with hello. Hello, hello. It all starts with hello. Empathy trumps hate when we choose to relate to life that's not our own. With open minds and hearts, understanding starts, much is gained when we speak this word. Hello, hello. It all starts with hello. Hello, hello. It all starts with hello. Just take a moment to engage one another. Every person that you meet is your sister and your brother. Hello, aloha, hello, konnichiwa. It all starts with hello. Hello, bonjour, hello, guten tag. It all starts with hello. Hello, hola, hello, shalom. It all starts with hello. Hello, assalamu alaikum. Hello, ciao. It all starts with hello.
I love that song. Can I have that, please? Can I use that? See, that the message of that song is exactly what this podcast.
If you want to use it for the show, go right ahead.
But I will
not object to that.
I'll give you full credit every time I play it, because I just love the message of it, and love what it's all about, and I love your work. By the way, I wanted to ask you, who's your favorite producer, Quincy Jones or George Martin?
Oh, I would have to say neither of those two.
Oh, damn, those are the only two I know.
Although, I love a man by the name of Narada Michael Walden. And he is a really, really good producer. You may know, people may know his work. I mean, he produced "Freeway of Love" for Aretha Franklin and a couple of other things back in the '80s. But there are so many talented producers. Kashif is good. Quincy Jones is good. And he's generally the pinnacle when you think of producers. But there are so many talented folks that a lot of people don't know. And those tend to be the people that I gravitate towards.
It is hard to make a living as a producer and as an artist and a songwriter, and I applaud you for being able to pull that off. That's a really cool thing.
Well, thanks. You know what? We said earlier we wear many. I wear many hats. I have my hands in so many different things. I love the arts. Because I do photography. I do filmmaking. I do so many different things. And so I think when you diversify yourself as an artist, it's easier when you're when you just have a lot of little pieces of income stream, and then that creates one big income stream, and I think that's what's important.
Well, as you go down the road, working in film, working in commercials, and all the things that you do with your writing and stuff, if you want a platform, you're always welcome here. I'm engaged with your work. I think it's really awesome, and I think you're an extremely talented guy.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Kayla, what do you think?
Your mother is very proud of the man that you have become.
She's a little psychic.
Yeah, no, I caught that from the show that I watched the other day. So I thank you for sharing that with me because it is her spirit that has been with me this last year especially. So yeah, I thank you for sharing that with me.
You're very welcome.
So you listen to one of the shows, so I don't suck that bad, do I?
you know the good thing and what's great about you is and this is what people are going to resonate with you about. You're real. And that is the thing that draws folks to you, and will keep them drawn to you, because when you're not real, people do not respond well to that.
I'm as real as I can get, doggone it, because that's all I got. That's all I am. I really don't know how to be anything else. So it's one of those things that if you like it, that's great. If you don't, well, that's great too. But this is what I do, and this is who I am. And so
that's what's important: being genuine and being true to who you are. And that is what's important, because I tell people this all the time. A person can only be not truly who they are for no more than 90 days. That actually is clinical. I used to run a mental health clinic when I was a lot younger, and if somebody's not being their true selves, they can only keep up that facade for 90 days. So if you're dating somebody and they're not being who they are within that 90-day period, you're going to see who they really are, because they can't hold that facade for longer than 90 days. So when you're genuine all the time, you don't have to worry about things like that. When you're just who you are all the time.
I'm not smart enough to not be who I am, because I won't remember next time who I'm supposed to be. So Michael Coleman, it has been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. I have really enjoyed our time together. And I want to thank you.
And thank you so much for inviting me on.
Well, honestly, anytime you want. I love the arts. I was an actor in my youth. I love to play with music and with movies, and the creative process eludes me to a large extent, but I'm just enamored with people who can do what you do, and it really is cool. And you can make, with your music, you can make a real difference in the world in a positive way, and I think that's just awesome.
Good, and that really is the beauty of the arts, and that is my purpose. Those that need to hear my work, they will hear it,
and they will love it. Because it resonates, and and both of those songs, I think, have got a lot of depth to them, and they've got legs. I think you're going to be hearing those songs, especially the award-winning song, or the #1 song, is going to be around for a long time.
Okay.
I don't think it's now. How's it doing in the States, by the way?
We just got it distributed here in the States. We did a new platform, and so I actually haven't checked the report yet. So yeah, but we seem to get most of our work gets most of its exposure abroad. You know, which is easier for independents to do. But yeah, I mean, but like I said, those that need to hear it will hear it.
Absolutely. Well, now have you distributed it to all the Christian stations in the country?
Yeah. Now, actually, I Will Tell Jesus what was our single from last year, but people are rediscovering it. So I think it's getting a second wave here in the States, because we were nominated for a Western Australian Music Award, and then and a couple of other things, and I think it's starting to get more exposure here in the States as the other work, as people start discovering our other work, and they always go back to where it all got started, and they're like, oh yeah, well, he's the guy that wrote this piece as well, and then so it's all cyclical.
It is. There's a group that I'm sure that you're aware of called Hall & Oates.
Yes.
And they had a song off their first album. It's called She's Gone.
Uh-huh.
They released it, did nothing. Then they did, I think, Sarah Smiles or one of the other songs. Then people revisited the catalog, and She's Gone became number one.
Yeah.
Because it just hadn't gotten to play.
Yeah, love Hall & Oates. I will date myself here. They were probably the first concert that I ever went to. So love Hall & Oates.
I'm older than you. I was 7 years old when the Beatles came to town, or came to Ed Sullivan's show. And I always tell that story because my folks wanted to watch Bonanza instead. So I had to go to bed. So it was a terrible tragedy in my life that I've never gotten over. But in any event, it's great having you here, and you're welcome back anytime, Michael. It's been a real pleasure. And before you go, I always ask my guests at the end. This is your forum. This is your thought. Anything that you want to tell our audience that's on your mind, you have the floor, sir.
Well, I think what's important is, first of all, I want to tell people how they can get hold of me. Obviously, our flagship website is seeyourshadow.com, and like us on Facebook and all of our social media platforms. But one of the things that I think is very important for your listeners and just people in general was that there is nothing wrong with being kind. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, and I think simple kindness is an art form that we seem to be losing, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. To the guys out there listening, there is nothing wrong with you telling your brother or another guy, hey, look, I really need you right now. I need you. There's no weakness in that.
There's actually a great deal of strength in that.
Yes.
Michael Coleman has been our guest, and See Your Shadow Songwriting. Go to his website, seeyourshadow.com, right?
Yes.
And by the way, be a good guy or gal and go purchase his music. So just to make me feel better, go purchase his music. Don't take it. Purchase it. It's worth it, and you'll love it. So Michael, thank you. But if you'll wait right there, I've got to do this, and then I'll be right back.
All righty.
Hey, and thanks for listening to this episode all the way to the end. Hey, pretty cool. Hey, don't forget to follow us so you can receive regular updates and new posts. And remember, take care of each other because each other's all we've got. See you next time on My Independence Report.